So we have Rudy behind the door, Felicity standing in front of the door, fistfuls of illusory gold, Lysander behind Felicity, also holding gold, but like in a prepared stance to take off, probably looking as if about to sacrifice Felicity because of the smoke, the fog, and the positioning and all of this. And with fog rolling across the floor. Am I understanding
that's
correctly?
Completely accurate.
Incredible.
That's really
Felicity
accurate.
will turn and go, listen, if we're just trying to pry the key out, put the stick in, lift me up as high as you can, drop me.
Ooh, Lysander likes that idea.
I'm not strong, but I do weigh a decent amount.
I need all three of you to roll me a deception check, please. with advantage.
With advantage. Oh, best day ever.
I am so sorry for you all.
19.
I have +5, y'all.
19.
18.
19, 18.
9. Felicity
Plus
has a
9.
-1 to deception.
Divided by 3. Okay.
She's not meant to do this kind of stuff.
CK, you arrive at Lysander's shop, and the door is shut.
I sent my drone to check at the perimeter and check out for the window that Rudy jumped through earlier.
Perimeter, look at the window. Your drone circles the building, and all of the windows are currently shut and locked.
I go up to the front door and I kind of do I knock on the door saying, CK373, please open up.
Hello, and welcome back to Performance Check. My name is Ethan Mann, and I am your Dungeon Master. I have 4 wonderful players with me. Say hi, wonderful players.
Hi,
wonderful
players.
Incredible. To get things started today, I think we are going to chat with our characters and hear about the best prank they have ever pulled or experienced. First up, Claudia playing Lysander. Lysander, can you tell us about your best prank you've ever experienced?
Well, I have this buddy from home, and, he's not the brightest bulb. So one day I was explaining that, everyone has just a butt cheek, and no butt crack, like media portrays them to have. And I convinced him that everyone does not have a butt crack, and he's the only one who has a butt crack.
So your prank is gaslighting?
That's a real prank I pulled on my brother like 30 years ago. What do you mean? I told my brother that he's crazy if he has a butt crack because all of us only have one butt cheek. And he believed me. Anyway, so yeah, Lysander goes, so yeah, that's probably the best prank I've ever pulled.
2 minutes and 4 seconds into our recording session, and just right off the cliff immediately. Amazing.
I really wasn't going to think you were going to start with me.
Hey, Rudy, tell us about the best prank you've ever pulled or experienced.
Awesome, you were really having me follow that up. Fantastic, okay. Well, the best prank I ever pulled. Obviously, the recipient of my prank being Jar Guitar, my sparring combatant, 4 times my size. Imagine 600, 800 pounds of pure Minotaur dropping straight to the ground in the middle of combat after slipping on a strategically placed banana peel. That is my favorite prank so far. You should have seen the audience. They went crazy. I bowed. It was fantastic. Everybody clapped. It was just my prime, my peak moment. Banana peel in the arena.
Exceptional. Thank you, Rudy, played by the one and only Evan. We are going to jump over to CK, played by Jimmy. CK, what's the best prank you've ever pulled or had pulled on you?
I think a really funny prank is when Lysander opened up my chest and I shocked him. It was so funny when he tried to mess around with my parts and he got shocked. So did Felicity. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, I love that. That was awesome.
Amazing. Speaking of Felicity, played by the one and only Michael. Felicity, what's the best prank you've ever pulled or had pulled on you?
Well, I would never pull a prank because that is betraying of someone's trust and harassment. And now knowing the misinformation they spread, I should have seen this one coming from a certain Lysander, who one time the wind blew my hat away. And I went up, because Lysander was the only eyewitness, and said, Lysander, have you seen my hat? And Lysander said, yeah, it's over there. A goose grabbed it and flew over the pond. And so I ran all the way across the pond to try to catch a goose. I was chasing a goose down for hours. And I came back because I finally had the goose and they weren't telling me where the hat was. And Lysander was wearing it!
And might I say, I looked beautiful in that hat.
I'm still pressing charges.
Unfortunately, your hat value is at 1 cent, as it is a pretty ugly hat. And that is not enough to be more than a misdemeanor.
7 episodes in, and we finally find out that the origin of this hat beef that's been going back and forth was truly a wild goose chase.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Boo, boo, boo.
Boo!
I'm glad we've been working our way towards this that just kind of came out of nowhere and we've been rolling with, and this is where we've ended up. Oh dear. Y'all are funny.
Oh,
I'm supposed to start
DM.
the episode and I put an M&M in my mouth. Give me 1 second.
That, you're fine.
Keep that in.
As I was
Keep
speaking,
that in.
I was like,
that in.
keep it in, keep it in, keep it in. We want to hear the munch, the crunch. Nothing's more satisfying
No,
than
we
a nice...
don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. Just swallow the M&M. No.
Oh.
I gotta find an excuse to get some boars into this, into a combat session. We don't need no sound effects from Epidemic for that.
How long until DM introduces Pack of Wild Hogs into our D&D campaign?
Hey, we don't need to wait for the DM to do that. I know Felicity knows where a farm is.
God.
Maple Morrow was a farming town before Craith moved in and started importing more product to
Lore drop.
To hopefully theoretically give the residents of the town more time to focus on the things that really give life more purpose than simply self-sustaining activities.
I do another 3, firm hits. CK-373, please open up. I have a warrant to search the grounds.
Lysander looks at Rudy and then Mage Hands and uses the Mage Hand to unlock the door. Come on in!
CK, the door creaks open, and you are presented with the following image, or the following scene. Felicity is standing in the center of the shop, her hands filled with the gold coins and shiny trinkets that you recovered from the forest the previous evening. Lysander stands behind Felicity, his hands also filled with gold, and Lysander is in a stance as if prepared to take some kind of action. There is a heavy fog emanating from Lysander that at this point has become so heavy it rolls across the entire floor of the shop.
Do I see Rudy?
You do not. You are welcome to roll me a perception check if you would like to look for Rudy.
I would like to look for Rudy, and I would also like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay, roll me a perception check, please.
2.
You do not see Rudy.
I'm going to tap my leg and send my drone in and look through my drone to see if Rudy's right behind the doorway.
I'm waiting for Evan to look at his phone.
I'm looking at it. Hold on. Rolling some super secret dice.
The fog is really heavy. I don't know if you said that, Ethan.
It sounds like I have I have advantage with that. You're right. Hold on, let me roll it again.
No.
Are you sure? It was really good.
Roll it flat.
Yeah, I sent it. Ah, okay. This guy. I'm waiting for him to look at his phone.
Well, I still haven't gotten a response from you. I don't know who you texted.
You. I responded to your message.
What did you get?
Oh God, Jimmy, cover your ears.
Oh, there it is. Jimmy, you do not see Rudy.
Never mind.
He's not behind the door, even though the drone is now looking around the room.
You send the drone in, and it does not spot Rudy.
Okay. The drone is going to is there any counter space?
Lysander, how much counter space are we talking here?
Really, the only flat counter space is his desk. That's kind of full of doohickeys. Everything else is mostly shelving. That's filled with, stuff.
I don't really want to interrupt here, but just before you get that information, how much health would I estimate that this drone has? If I could estimate how hard it would be to take out of the air, hypothetically.
Jimmy, I don't think you ever sent me the stat block. I just said, yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to assume that's the same stat block as an owl, which has a hit point of 1.
Well, when the drone enters into the premises, Rudy is going to almost holstering a sidearm, pull out his dart from a holster, and he is going to chuck it at the drone.
Do I see him now?
Roll to hit.
Okay, roll to hit with drone. Roll to hit with dart. That is a 19.
That'll hit.
Alright, presuming it takes full damage, it would take 6 piercing damage.
I had a fairy tale ready for you guys this session.
This is the session where Ethan is broken. Everyone, this is the session that we have broken the DM. I'm sorry to our listeners. He does not expect any of our shenanigans.
No, I'm used to your shenanigans. But the PvP that has happened in this podcast is unlike anything I have ever seen in my life.
Oh, Jimmy, you would also notice there is a red hand mark on Lysander's face that is the same shape as Felicity's hand.
And as your drone enters the shop and starts to look around, a dart comes out, flying out of the fog, and strikes the drone, and it falls to the ground.
Rudy is actively pumping his fist and shit. He's excited, dude. He's nailed every
Do I
hit
see
with
him
this
now?
thing.
Now that he attacked?
You got a 2 on your perception, right?
I should be allowed to re-roll my perception after
I'll
having
let
an
you re-roll
attack.
the perception.
Hey,
Well,
you can't
yeah,
see. The drone
'cause-
sees, and the drone's dead, so you
The
don't see.
CK isn't inside yet, right?
Yeah, CK's
Correct.
not inside. CK can't see.
CK has not stepped into the building.
I got a 12 this time. The door is open. I can still, once the drone's vision goes out, it goes back to mine.
I'm
and I
going to
can see
make
the
you
drone
re-roll
fall.
the stealth roll, Rudy.
That's understandable. With advantage this time because of the fog.
No.
So, with the advantage of the fog, it looks
The fog
like,
is letting you roll it in the first place.
And I feel personally, if I'm using Detect Magic, that there's going to be a lack of magic around Rudy.
You can't rules
That's
lawyer
not
me,
how that
buddy.
works.
That's a 19
That's
on
not how the
stealth.
Force works.
You can just detect what type of magic it is, not where it is.
Not detect person, man. Can't believe this. That's a 19 on stealth.
CK is unfortunately not able to get an accurate read on Rudy's position from this attack. You do get the feeling, though, that he is in roughly one of the corners of the room.
You know, CK, you're like above table here. CK's looking real hard for someone who might not even be there. Like, for all you know, I could just be back in the dojo. So maybe you're being a bit just overly cautious and should just, go inside.
Do you want this gold or not?
Tap my wrist, and you, for the first time, see my shield fly out. Destruction of CK property is up to 100 gold in fines. I recommend you do not continue destroying property, otherwise I will be forced to give you a citation. And then I'm going to enter into the room.
Jimmy just in here imposing the consequences of my world. As you enter the room, I'm going to need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Of course. Natural 1. It was on a 19 and then it flipped over.
Felicity is galaxy brained right now.
Natural 1 with a -1 for 0.
This worked. No, this stupid plan worked.
I'm so sorry, Jimmy. I'm so sorry. This is the stupidest thing we've ever done.
My God.
Oh, this is why we let the dice tell the story.
What did y'all plan? And
Rudy,
did
Rudy,
Ethan say if you specifically get a 1, I die?
Rudy, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. Jimmy,
What Jimmy doesn't know here is that CK just got hit by a mousetrap ass contraption and got a pie thrown in his face.
Basically, you got home alone.
While Rudy is making his dexterity saving throw, Jimmy, do you have 46 nearby?
4d6.
Oh my God!
I literally laughed so hard at what this smoke was covering.
16.
It's crazy.
That's a 24.
So here's what happens.
Rudy, Home Alone, Looney Tunes.
Jimmy, CK, you take a step. You take maybe 3 or 4 steps into the shop. You feel your foot connect with something hard on the ground, and slide out from under you. And as you try to regain your footing, your other foot lands on something also small, round, and hard. You feel yourself feet go out completely from under you. You do a full rotation in the air and land on your stomach. You then, out of the peripheral of your vision, see the blurred form of Rudy go flying over top of you. He soars gracefully over top of you, does a front handspring, lands on his feet, does a gymnast salute.
I just have to do this really quick. Hold on.
Not me getting caught in a Scooby-Doo ass trap.
It's so bad.
Lysander and Felicity. Lysander, I'm going to have you make the roll. Roll me a strength check. So I'll let you add your proficiency if you're proficient in strength checks. So basically make a strength saving throw, and then add on top of that Felicity's strength modifier.
Can I add anything else?
No, you may not. You may not.
Congratulations, Claudia. You can add a +0 to that.
20.
Yes! The stupidest session with the best rolls!
You are kidding me.
Wait, I have to pull up the log. Where's the log to play rolls?
Jimmy, I am so sorry. The D&D dice gods combined decided that CK just needed to be royally screwed with.
Y'all laughing now, but I'm gonna open a can of whoop ass.
Look at the dice log. How can I do that? That's crazy.
I'm so glad my +0 helped so much.
Yeah, there it is. Strength check 20 plus 0 from either of you for a nat 20.
Let's go! We love the weaklings.
There are tears rolling down my eyes.
So good. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you.
This is the worst thing. Somehow we're stupidly good at it. Oh my god.
So, CK, you land on your front, and Felicity and Lysander spring forward. Lysander seems to have a large shoehorn that he manages, even though your key is now ever so slightly shrouded, he manages to wedge underneath the key, and Felicity and Lysander basically lay their entire weight against this shoehorn and pop the key out of your back. I'm going to say that a nat 20 is the only way that this could have succeeded. Because the DC...
A nat 1 followed by a nat 20?
The DC was going to be, or was, not was going to be, was CK's AC or a nat 20.
And my AC is 20.
So
and you
we really could...
And you combined have a strength modifier of plus minus 0.
That's a raw roll, baby.
All I'm saying...
So do they get the key out, or do they just remove the thing protecting the key?
All I'm saying is tonight, take a trip to the casino.
Oh my god, dude.
You heard that, Claudia. You and your predicament.
They managed to pop the key out of your back. And CK, you feel your entire body go rigid, but you are still awake. And you feel as if walls in your mind have come down. And you, for just a moment, feel the hint of remembrance. You remember laying in the same room, on the same table, that you were being operated on last night. But whereas last night, the table did not bother you, in this memory, the table is cold. Whereas last night you looked down and you saw wood and metal, in this memory, you look down and you see a flesh and blood arm. And then you return to the present moment.
CK? Is it you? Or is this the person I talked to last night?
CK currently cannot move, which means CK cannot speak.
Oh my god. You're kidding me. Sorry.
Felicity is going to look up at Lysander and just go, so why did we do this?
Lysander is, first off, he lifts the prestidigitation spell, and you see that you've slipped on stupid marbles. First off.
I don't, because I'm like just so close to the ground.
So you can see them in your visor that you slipped on stupid marbles.
Idiot!
Felicity's picking up her marbles.
Lysander is going... Okay, let me take a breath. Lysander, you see him shift and just become stone cold. And you see him go to his desk and pick up the book and look at it for a second and throw it to the ground in frustration. As he kind of takes his arm and shoves it across his desk, all of his little tools start to fall and slam to the ground. We did this to let them out, to free them. Why can no one see what I clearly see? And he kind of flutters a little bit and takes, and in a split decision, he goes and knocks even another shelf off of one of the bookshelves, and all of these trinkets go. And he's like, why am I here if not to help people get out and go to freedom? Why is it that I keep trying to save people and they fall down dead? And he takes a breath and he goes to pick up his book and just kind of stares at it, almost like he's waiting for a response. Not from anyone in the room, but from the book itself.
Felicity is going to open her mouth, turn and look at Rudy, and then slowly close it, as if she was about to be like, well, actually, they're not dead.
You all hear from Lysander's book.
I know what you're saying, but I don't understand. Something's happening here. Something in this town. You told me so. Let me help. And he slams the book. Like, he's just so frustrated. And he goes to put the key back into CK.
As you get closer, you can see my finger move 26 times and take a pause, and move 9 times, take a pause, 13 times, a longer pause, 2 times, pause, 5 times pause, 9 times pause, 14 times pause, 7 pause, break, 2, 23 pause, 1 pause, 3 pause, 20 pause, 8 pause, 5 pause, 4 pause, 26 times. And then repeat that.
That's taken like 5 minutes.
Lysander, I would imagine he almost he has the key and is about to put it in and then sees the finger move. And then a moment of clarity. And he rests the key down and goes, did any of you guys see that?
He can't spell, Felicity says.
Spell? What do you mean spell?
Felicity pulls open her notebook, and as she does so, you see and you could make me roll for this, Ethan, or if you're happy to let me just be a little cipher solver, pulls out and points at the numbers and then fills it in. And each number corresponds to the letter of the alphabet and translates it spells.
All of a sudden you see CK start doing a different pattern. And it's going to be... Hold on, I have to figure out the number pattern for this one as well. But it's...
They spell whoops typo, smiley face.
They spell asterisk WATCHED.
19, 8.
Let me guess. 2120, 2116.
Yes.
Telling Felicity to shut up, huh?
Lysander is going to cast mess.
We never even told the viewers what it says.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys.
Yeah. So
I
Felicity,
said it out loud.
Felicity,
I said, it spells I'm being watched, but it's incorrect. But I guess when you're paralyzed, your spelling goes out the window.
I'm being walked. I just realized I misspelled it. No. I'm being walked.
Felicity will share that it spells out I'm being watched, and then goes and closes the door and locks it.
After getting Felicity's message and understanding what CK is trying to say, Lysander is going to point at CK and cast message, which is that I can whisper a message, only the target hears the message, and can reply in a whisper that only I hear. She's going to cast message, and he's going to cast message and say, I'm sorry, we've made all the decisions for you. Do you want the key back in? Yes or no?
You see CK's finger twitch once.
Twitch once for yes, twitch 2 for no.
It twitches once.
Lysander casts it one more time and says, "Can we help you? Yes or no?"
I'm going to twitch my fingers 3 times.
The gold stays. Your mission is not over. If you wish to be helped, come back. Let me help you. Otherwise, I'll turn over the gold and let you be on your way. And Lysander picks up the key and puts it back into CK's back.
What does AC mean? Felicity says, having written down A for 1 and C for 3.
Lysander just shoots a look and is like, "I'll fill you in later."
As I am coming back, you can kind of see like the different things pop into place, and my shield like collapses back into itself. I like make my way back up, and I say, "Marbles, really?"
Felicity shakes the jar and goes, "I was on a budget, okay?" They told me, "Stop him." And I said, "I got marbles."
If I don't return with the gold now, they will send more CK units here. They will not be as amendable as I am.
I'm sure Lysander's going to actually look at both Rudy and Felicity and say, "I'm sure that we could cause enough trouble for you to come back anyway. Should I give the gold?"
Won't they just deprogram them if they complete their mission?
Lysander is going to... Okay, you know what? Let me read something really quick. Okay. We got a long rest from sleeping through the night, correct? Lysander is going to cast Charm Person on CK. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Can I be charmed? Can I be charmed? I can't be put to magical sleep.
Can you be... Yes.
That's different than
I can
charmed.
be charmed. That is different than charmed. Wisdom saving throw, I have a +1 to that.
Or you can choose to fail.
See, I rolled a dirty 20. But do I want to purposely fail, is the question. CK is going to look like they are resisting the spell and then, like, stop resisting the spell.
Okay. Lysander is going to... You'll see him kind of flick his wand as this puff of magic envelop and almost clouds you in a way that's comfortable and relaxing, CK. Almost like your metal's kind of melting a little bit. It's kind of fun. It's kind of flirty. And Lysander, seeing that this spell has taken effect, will step forward a little bit and say, "You know, I am just such a fan of the CK units. I just, really, the real reason that I keep holding on to the gold is because I just want you to keep coming back here. I'm so fascinated by you guys. I wonder if there's a way to almost like for you to let me kind of poke around and dig around, or I don't know, I would just be like so happy and excited for that. You know, I'm a tinkerer myself."
I'm sure you could talk to Atticus. He might be able to give you that information and let you tinker
Atticus?
around. I do not have that. Atticus, yes. I do not have permission to let you poke around. But I'm sure that if you talk to Atticus, he would be more than happy to let you poke around.
But what if you had some sort of like memory card that I could like copy or something? I don't want to trouble Atticus. I really am just looking for something like that, just to see how you guys tick. I think you could let me look. Isn't that right? And Lysander kind of like fiddles his wand again. I'm attempting to do some sort of check here, DM, but I'm not sure how you want to do it.
Lysander, make me a persuasion check
Okay.
with advantage.
I rolled really bad. Okay. I got a nat 20 on a stupid scenario. And then I rolled an 8.
I don't think it was a stupid scenario. That gave me a lot of info, personally. But anyways, with advantage and charisma bonuses.
Oh, wait, with
you got
charisma
an 8?
bonuses? Let me look.
Girly. Yeah, persuasion.
Okay, so that's an 11.
CK, you feel inclined to oblige.
I kind of tap my chest and it kind of comes out, like the whole inner mechanism starts to show itself.
Lysander is being very careful, kind of trying to memorize every bit and bob. Is there something that looks like a memory chip or something where it would be wiped and how it would be wiped?
CK opens the same hatch that they opened last night. The one that they were able to store the gold that you all retrieved inside momentarily. And from where last night, Lysander, you felt the existence of magic, there's another hatch that opens. And inside, you see a twisted, interlocked and intertwined, almost ball of twigs, it looks like. And from inside, there is a source of light that pulsates different colors. Blues, and then pinks, gold, purples. This point of light is about the size of your palm and sits deep in this nest of intertwined twigs.
Lysander is going to... He's kind of taken aback a little bit, expecting to see some sort of like chip or like memory card or something with all of his tinkering, but being shown magic, he kind of shakes himself a little bit and he casts Detect Magic.
So, I rolled a d20. Michael is on the top of my screen and Evan is on the bottom of my screen. And I rolled a 17, which is the high half of the number. That's the rationale for what's about to resolve in a moment. Lysander, almost swept up by the infatuation of arcane creations, you reach out a hand to touch this light source inside of CK's chest. As you make contact with it, I'm going to need both you and Felicity to make me Constitution saving throws.
That's a 5.
You reach out and make contact with this nest of twigs that is encasing this glowing point of light. And as you do so, arcs of lightning jump from this light source and connect with both you and Felicity. You're both going to take 14 points of lightning damage as you are both knocked back against the wall after making contact with this point of light. And you hear, coming from not quite the point of light, but somewhere inside of CK. I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Atticus, you can talk through my chest?
I don't make a habit of it, but it is doable. Yeah, yes.
Have you done this before?
Well, and you hear like the clacking of crystals in the background. I'm not through. Not through you. No.
At this moment, Felicity will just slowly reach a shaking hand to touch her frazzled, fried hair from this shock and just go, "My hair." So, who are you? What's going on? And why won't any of you actually tell me anything?
If I knew what was going on, I would tell you. That is the problem.
Felicity will then shoot and look at Lysander and Rudy.
Well, see, the thing is that that you're poking into things that are not really any of your business. So I'm simply here to request that you kindly take a step back from the path that you are currently taking yourself down. That is all. Thank you.
Rudy's gonna take a quick glance over at Lysander and raise an eyebrow. Actually, I think you're going to go ahead and answer a few questions that you have for us. If you want to see CK back, you're probably gonna want to work with us at least a little bit here. And then he's gonna look over at Lysander like, I don't know, man, I don't know.
You know he can see you, Rudy.
Yeah.
Lysander is gonna pick himself off the floor and dust himself off a little bit and just speak and say, we don't really know what's going on. We know that something here within CK isn't quite right, and maybe whatever you're doing is wrong. I won't let someone be taken advantage of and put under a power that they cannot break free from. I won't let that happen. So, if you're here to tell me to stop, it's not going to happen.
I admire the gumption, but don't start making moves when you cannot see the bigger picture.
Nope. Then paint it for us.
Would I happen to know, based off the name Atticus, who this is in town?
Atticus is the person that you saw speaking with Chimere as you were leaving Castle Crave.
Would Felicity
yesterday.
know any more background on him?
Roll me a history check.
She's not doing great. That is a 7.
Atticus is not someone who you often see in the public eye, but you know that he's the chief artificer for Craith. The CKs are pretty well known to be his brainchild, and he supposedly has some other great accomplishments to his name before coming to Maple Morrow with Craith. You do not know immediately what those would be. You simply know that he has a reputation that tends to precede him. This isn't exactly a picture that I can just paint for you, but never you fear. Know that things are being done.
Things like the gigantic bonfire that was outside of town.
Maybe slavery.
I don't like that word. You hear that same clacking of almost like crystals being scraped together come from inside CK, as if from the other end of this call. All that I can say right now is that you are venturing into dangerous territory, and that you should turn back while you still can. And you hear more clacking, and I would brace yourself.
Insight check?
Go for it.
I don't like that.
I will also
Brace
insight
yourself.
check.
Oh, brother. That's a dirty 20.
Felicity, are you rolling an insight check too?
I am. I just want, because I do have something for. Okay, yeah, 15.
You get the feeling as if he has to hold back with what he can say in this moment, and it is hard to determine with only hearing his voice where that is coming from. Rudy, after you hear the words brace yourself, your ears perk up atop your head, and you hear rustling outside the shop.
Did we shut and lock the door again after CK came back in?
I believe you did, Rudy.
Okay, well, for all you listeners out there, if we didn't, we're retconning to say I did.
I'm happy to let you run over and check.
I want to insight check the DM now, man. Okay. I'm going to look over to Felicity and Lysander, and I'm gonna just kind of mouth the word outside, and then I'm going to go and double check the door and maybe see if there's like a peephole I can look through, or if I can like look through the lock, see if I can determine like what this rustling sound is.
Yeah, so you run up to the door, flip that lock so that you are sure that it is in the lock position, and as you peek out, you see out onto the dirty cobblestone street outside of Lysander's shop.
I just see the road.
You just see the road.
Lysander will go and double check all the windows, especially Rudy's main point of entrance, and make sure that those are locked as well, and peek outside.
I will be hanging by this door, keeping my eyes peeled for anything.
Now, what's going on?
Okay, sorry. Windows, checking, looking. Is there anything there?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, 21. Let's go.
Ooh, okay, so Lysander, you like run to the back of the shop first, peek out that window. The only things that you see are like the tree line in the distance, some shrubbery that's about 20 feet away. You run to the left wall, and you just see the walls of the shops out that direction. You run to the front, you see Rudy keeping watch out there. Everything seems fine out front. You run to the right, again, more shops. You run back to the back, you see shrubbery that's about 10 feet away. You run back to the left, and it's nothing seems to be there. You run back and forth and don't really seem to notice other than this shrubbery that seems to be about 5 feet away. And
Okay, I'll stop you there. Okay, so Lysander, after seeing the shrubbery moving forward, he will turn to everyone and say, specifically to Felicity, I promise I will tell you as soon as we deal with this. And he is going to look at the shrubs, and he is going to cast prestidigitation.
you can do it.
And he casts, whatever, to create a wind that maybe blows some leaves to see if there's anything underneath these shrubs.
Roll me another perception check.
Holy moly, 21.
Wow. You cast this slight gust of wind with prestidigitation, and as it rustles these orange and red shrubs, leaves, and vines, you see almost like a little wiggle inside, maybe about like the top 3/4 line of this shrub, and you hear through the cracks in the window a little. Felicity, I know that this is stressful, and that you seem to be one that does not like to not know what is going on. But trust me when I say that they are just going to be coming more, and just trust the CKs. That's all I can do right now.
At this point, Felicity turns and looks at the crystalline thing Atticus is speaking from before turning back to Lysander, and there is like her eyes, she is shaking, and you cannot tell if she's trying to restrain tears at this point or anger. And she's like, yeah, just trust the CKs. Just trust the adults. They'll figure it out. They'll tell you. Don't worry, you're not too young. You'll figure it out. Just wait. We'll tell you, Felicity. You won't have to figure it out on your own. Well, guess what? Life sucks, life's short, and nobody tells me anything. So if anyone's done pretending like I can't know anything, I'm going my own way. And she is going to rush to the front door, attempt to unlock it, and leave.
Rudy is still standing at the front door, I believe.
Felicity, wait, as I'm lying still on my back.
Oh, jeez. Dude, I'm going to be entirely honest here. I need you to, like, roll intimidation on Rudy, because I don't know if I'd move or if I'd stand back in shock.
Roll an intimidation check, Felicity.
Intimidation. I'm making
Intimidation
I'm
on
making you make a
Felicity?
roll.
Do that
That's
with advantage.
awful. All right. I got a 17.
I may or
You
may
wanna
not
roll a
have,
wisdom save,
I
Rudy?
may or may not have done my own roll that I asked to roll. That could have been what happened. So Felicity, you're gonna just kind of start shouting, and Rudy's gonna jump back, and you're gonna see his ears are kind of just gonna like flop down behind him, and he's just gonna stand there wide-eyed as he watches you make your way to the door. He is not going to intervene.
She is going to unlock it and just start running down the street.
Lysander is going to take that in for a second and realize, oh crap, I might have gone too far. And even in the daylight, he takes one look at Rudy and says, there's something in those bushes. I'm gonna go make sure she's okay. And rush off after Felicity, probably running after, trying to catch up.
As you turn to look at Rudy and watch Felicity take off down the streets, and you open your mouth to say, there's something in those bushes, you hear a crash and the sound of breaking glass from behind you as you stumble a bit forward and glance behind you and see that this bush has stood up on 2 legs and 2 long arms hang down at its sides, having just smashed against the back door of your shop, breaking in the window. And as Felicity takes off down the street and this thing starts to try and clobber its way in, Atticus from inside CK goes, oh dear. Good luck. And that is where we're going to end today's session.
Good luck.
Performance Check is an original Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. All characters, settings, and situations in this story are completely fictional. The cast of Performance Check consists of Michael Salisky as Felicity, Claudia Cromley as Lysander, Jimmy Lancaster as CK373, and Evan Marshall as Rudy. The game is DM'd by Ethan Mann.